Welcome, fellow fans of Clash Royale, and thank you for stopping by, spending a few minutes of your day with me as we all learn how to win more, and we do it by losing more. Of course, it's easy to turn the iPad off, walk away after a loss, not look back, but it is those painful lessons that help us get better. If we go back and look at these replays, we see just how we lost. Maybe we see where the mistakes were and avoid them in a future battle. So that's exactly what I am doing here, as painful as it may be to revisit these losses. Early on, I'm noticing the poison spell. Now, that's a little unusual placement there. It does damage the Valkyrie a little bit and the tower. But with the deck that I am carrying, with all of these small units, it is certainly vulnerable to poison. I'm counting on all of these small units supporting that golem as it moves forward, and later on in the battle, perfect poison placement will be particularly problematic as I try to get my units to the tower. And here we go. You've got the princess back there. I've got the arrows on the ready, so getting her out of the way, the golem on the cannon. So I really, early on in the battle, I'm not always expecting the golem to make a lot of headway towards the tower. There it is right there. Notice the poison spell just wipes out every possible troop that I'm sending in except for the Valkyrie, slows her way down, and that is actually a big difference in this battle. Really surprised how effective the poison was and how vulnerable my deck is because of the fact that besides the Valkyrie, the golem, all of my other units are susceptible to poison and will go down really quickly if the poison spell is used correctly. And it was. This guy here, placing it on the bridge, placing it in approach to the tower, really effective in stopping my units from getting that damage in. So once again, I've lost everybody. He's got the princess on the move, but the arrows, I was happy about that. I got the goblins and the princess. So right here, feeling a little bit overconfident. But again, I don't have a pump up and I don't have a golem ready. We are in reset, and of course I know his poison spell is going to be coming again soon. Now he gets his minions in, my own favorite card. He gets me with my own trick. The Minion Horde gets in there and so much damage on the tower. Well done getting that Minion Horde in, and there goes my own Minion Horde falling just mercilessly, helplessly to the poison spell once again. Now, for right now, at this point, with this battle, I don't really know if there's that much I could have done differently against the poison spell other than changing the composition of my deck. But I don't know. It's one of those things. If I were to see the poison spell being used a lot at my trophy level at this arena, then I would change things up. But that's what you have to do. You've got to look at what are you facing the most frequently. And then, if you are vulnerable to something that is in the meta currently, something that everybody is using, like the poison this guy used on me, then it's time to change up. For now, I might keep this deck the same just because I feel like the poison is so rarely used. And he's calling good game on me. He takes my tower down, and yes, the thanks, the little bit of troll, just okay. It's okay. We're not going to rage. No Gala rage. We are going to learn from it and get better. So really the tip from that last battle was watch for cards that are being used by your opponents on a regular basis, and if you are vulnerable to them, then it's time to change. Alright, let's move on to this battle against Team Mac. Again, I'm using the same deck, so this battle came pretty much right after that poison loss. So at this point, I'm not considering changing the deck, just watching closely my troop deployment, and here comes his prince. I've got the Valkyrie, probably my favorite card for stopping the prince and the Dark Prince, but he's got the Pekka moving in as well, so I've got my minions working on the Pekka. His arrows go down, and that Pekka getting on top of the tower. Can we stop it before it gets a shot in the Goblins? Just barely getting in between the Pekka and the tower, and now the princess is going to take down my favorite units, but not before they get to the tower. And look at that. Even though they were badly damaged and only a couple got to the tower, that was about 50% of the tower hit points, and now I'm thinking, all right, so maybe overconfidence early is one of my downfalls, because right here I'm really feeling good. I've got half of his right lane tower down so early into this battle. We've both deployed the elixir collectors, so I'm really feeling like I have the upper hand and I have control of this battle, and in reality I do. So we're going into reset. I've dropped the golem. Maybe I could have gone a little bit further back, but I'm trying to make sure that a charging prince doesn't get to the tower first. But it's the Prince Pekka combo again, and my golem is going to be too far out, away from the tower, so I won't have the support of my tower doing damage, and he's got the Ice Wizard in there as well. So much damage is happening to my golem, it doesn't look good. All of my supporting units are getting slowed, getting damaged by the wizard, and he's moving forward. Princess again and my poor little goblins get a couple of shots off on the elixir collector before the princess moves forward. Alright, so both elixir collectors are pumping almost down. I have rotated all the way back around to the golem. And this golem placement, again, may be too far forward. That elixir collector was already history. There was no saving it from the princess. And again with the prince. And again, my golem is on his side of the tower. And this is a problem. This deck does really well, especially against a Pekka, if I can get his Pekka on my side. And right here, I would say that is the biggest key to battles right now, is don't fall for the psychological advantage of battling nearer to your opponent's tower. Because this happens. Now I'm getting swarmed, 2 princes and the wizard and the Pekka, everybody on top of my golem. And it's just going to be overwhelming. The golem sees so much damage. I like to do those battles on the opponent's side. Right here, you saw him wipe out all of my units and then end up on my side. So once again, when you have your own tower helping to defend, that is a big advantage. The psychological advantage of being nearer your opponent's tower is not necessarily going to help you in the end. You want to have your own tower firing on those units, and right here, the prince gets through, and he was planning this all along. I just knew it. This was his plan. The freeze spell, the prince, he was trying to get that prince in and around the Pekka and onto the tower, and suddenly, from a huge lead, things are looking very tight. Now I drop the golem right up front, and again, not really a good idea because the golem is going to get damaged. The minions are going to work, but there goes the ice wizard and the princess, and that's going to get rid of the minions. That arrow, I don't know, really only took out the princess. Now, I do have the advantage here, but there it is. Again, it clears, and that goblin deployment pretty much wasted. The ice wizard, the tower, take it down, and here comes the prince again, and I have no unit to stop that charging prince, so the tower is history. I only had the Minion Horde, and oh, you would give me the thumbs up! These people, I'm telling you, it's okay. We're learning from our mistakes. So there it is, learning from every single loss. If there's a card you're facing repeatedly in the trophy range that you're in, adjust your deck accordingly, and don't ever fall for that psychological advantage of battling near your opponent's tower. Use your own tower as a defensive mechanism to help take down those opposing troops. Thank you guys, as always, for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. I appreciate every last one of you and every last minute that you spend watching my videos, and I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. Gotta go. Every last minute. Well, if it's only 1 minute. Perfect poison placement is perfect poison placement is perfect poison placement is particularly problem. Oh, I was so close. Perfect poison placement is particularly